Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you with another weekly episode, and hope y'all are having a fantastic holiday season. And yeah, per usual, I got some stuff to show you. So this is all going to be stuff that I got at the local Diecast meet. I showed roughly half of it last week's episode, and now I've got the remainder of it today. So scored some really cool stuff. Go back and watch the other video if you haven't. You could for the full haulage experience. But yeah, so let's get right into it. All right, so I picked up these were from my pals SC Diecast. We got a Christine. This is the Hollywood Hitch Tow. I was excited to get this one because it's got a burnt up Christine. Now, Auto World has done one similar to this, I suppose. So I thought it would be cool definitely to get this one and then do a little comparison. So we will open up this in the next half, and I'll get out the Auto World one, and we'll kind of take a peek at how they look next to each other. So kind of do a little comparison. Definitely first impressions looking at it through the package. I think the Auto World one is definitely better, but let's see what she looks like once we get it out of the package. All right, so there's that. I also picked up the Rocky 2 Hollywood Hitch Tow, simply because, you know, I collect the Trans Ams, and the other reason is this square body in this one, the 81 Chevy C10, looks actually quite fantastic from inside the package there. So don't really care about the trailer. I actually don't really care about the trailer on either of these, but anywho and how, that's what you get with a Hitch Tow. So picked up those. I think that was the only other green light. Showed some green light last week. I did snag on these. I wasn't going to buy these, but I ended up getting them because there was a seller there that had them. And they were sealed, so I did have technically a chance, I think, at a chase. I opened them up. There's no chase in here. But we got these Kaido House Mini GT 510 Pro Streets. And it's a really cool tooling. I've been over it in detail in, whenever I showed the first versions of these that came out. And those are really cool. They're just not really 1/64 scale, but really cool casting nonetheless. I was not going to pick these up, but ended up doing it. So, just because the colors on these I didn't think looked that fantastic, or the livery looked that fantastic, but I haven't pulled them out of the package yet, so I haven't really seen them in person. So we'll see what happens. I just peeked in just to see if they were chases, confirmed that they were not, and yeah. I got this as a Christmas gift. This is a new Hot Wheels 5-pack. Got it from a buddy that shows up to the local meets. Dustin, so thank you very much. He hooked me up with one of these, so that's awesome. I have not seen this in stores yet. Looks like we got a Lambo in there. Looks like we got a Jag, I think, that weird Aston Martin thing, a Viper, and a Renault. So pretty cool there. We'll check that out. I picked up a couple Johnny Lightning. I don't remember who I grabbed these from, but we got this 1972 Chevy Vega wagon in a Beat the Heat livery. Racing for Education, Beat the Heat. That's pretty cool. So I thought that was pretty wild, and we'll check that one out, of course, in the next segment. And then I've got this classic plastic 1970 Mercury Cyclone. And that looks pretty cool. So these are like 1/64 scale cars or whatever that were made after like a classic model kit, from what I gather. And I just thought this was a cool looking one, so I snagged it. He had the GTO one of those as well, but I already have it, so I didn't pick that up. But I did pick up two things that I did already have. I already had this, but I snagged it. I didn't know I had it at the time, but figured out that I do when I got home. And then this one I did know I had, but I just grabbed it because it's limited to 1 of 3,000 pieces. This is when Auto World was doing some pretty small numbers still. And this is the version B of the Pontiac Grand Prix. I already have this one too, of course, loose. So I don't really need to open this one up either. It's a beautiful color, the Skyline Blue. So really, really cool. And then, let's see. I got some other Johnny Lightning. I guess we'll look at these really more in detail in the second segment, but these came out of like a multi-pack kind of thing. And it's like there's a project in progress kind of car here. Yeah, it's a Dodge. And then there's like the completed version here. So that's kind of cool. I picked up this guy. I just thought that looked kind of neat. And I picked up Tahoe. These were $2 a piece. So snagged on those. And then lastly, we got some Hot Wheels. So a while back, I found this Lexus SC400. Not this one, but found the maroon one, and I think like 5 or 6 or whatever different wheel variations. And then I found out that there were other wheel variations of it, thanks to my buddy Doomis. Yeah, that there's other wheel variations of it that I still needed to find. And oddly enough, at this meet, I found, from different sellers, mind you, 3 more wheel variations of this. So we got the silver Ultra Hots, the white 5-dot wheels, and then this gold, what are these, 7-spoke? So I had to pick them all up, and now I think I got all of them. I'm not going to get out the other ones that I have put away right now, but we will open up these just for fun. All right, and then lastly, I got this Golf Silverado. Never found this in the store. Someone had one on their table. I was like, you know what, I probably should just check that one off the list and pick it up. So I picked it up. Yeah, so these appeared in the store briefly, and of course people just hoarded this Golf casting, or this Chevy Silverado. So I never found one locally, and that's fine. I'm always patient with stuff like that. If it's not going to show up in stores, I can't find it, whatever, I'll eventually get one and hopefully won't overpay for it. I think I got this for $10, which, yeah, it's more than what I would have got it at the store, but I think that's not a terrible price, so I snagged it. And then lastly, I got a couple more Hot Wheels, and these are really cool. So these are Hot Wheels Modern Classics, and I got like a really good deal on this Ford Torino, mainly because it's got a crease in the card right here. I don't know if you can see that real well on this angle, but we'll show it in the next part. But I got a really good deal on this. These are the Modern Classics can get pretty expensive, actually, a secondhand market. But I had to snag it, so I got this guy. I think this might have came in a couple different colors, too. Would love to get the Datsun 240Zs, but I think those are going to be a tough grab. And then I got this Buick Grand National, and this one looks really cool, too. And I think I got a really good deal on this as well, so fantastic. All right, so that's going to be it. Again, happy holidays, everyone. Hopefully you are having a great one. Yeah, let's go ahead and flip the camera around and take a look at this stuff outside of its plastic packaging. All right, stay tuned. Okay, so let's start the second half of this video by first looking at this 1958 Plymouth Fury with the 2018 Dodge Ram 2500 and a flatbed trailer, which makes up the Hollywood Hitch Tow Christine set here. And see, we got a burnt up Plymouth Fury. So let's go and check out how they did that. I pre-cut open the package to save you guys some time. I don't know what I'm going to do to store this thing. I might save this little tray because it's easy to store them like this. So I may do that. I don't know. We'll see. So the trailer, pretty much, I guess, standard fare for Greenlight. We got some good looking like wood grain on here, simulated wood. That looks pretty cool. It comes with the ramps. I'm actually not going to pull out the ramps. I don't think I'm even going to pull out this. It comes with that little thing, that whatever trailer jack thing. So whatever. I don't really. The trailers are cool, but I mean they just kind of they're hard to like store and figure out where to put them and all that jazz. All right, so let's take a look at this truck real quick first. It is a Dodge Ram. I don't think I actually have a decent example of this tooling, so I think this was a good one to get. It's just basic in black. Looks pretty good. So these Hollywood hitch and tows are kind of interesting. They kind of don't make a lot of, I guess, sense, because obviously this Dodge was not in the movie. But I guess it's towing the car. I don't know. Whatever. It and it wasn't even around when the movie was filmed. Obviously, this is a newer Ram. But yeah. Anyway, so this is kind of a flat black, maybe satin, flat, matte black, I guess I would consider it. It's a pretty good version of this truck. I think it looks pretty good. We got inserted details for the headlights. We got painted details for the taillights. Look pretty basic. Of course, metal body, metal base, rubber tires. Rolls good. Quality control on this particular one seems to be pretty good. So that is nice. And of course, it's got a trailer hitch as well to complement the trailer. I'm just going to put it back in the little package here. The car we're really interested in is this thing right here. So this is Greenlight's version of the burnt out Christine. And it looks okay. Kind of looks like TV static. Kind of crazy that the wheels have like the same sort of like pattern on them. I don't know, what do you guys think of that, first impressions? And then well, of course we got to look at the Auto World. So here's the Auto World Christine, burnt Christine, and it's got it all over the wheels and the tires too, but the wheels look a little too chrome. This casting is, I think, far superior to the Greenlight, just in an overall proportion aspect. It just looks better. They're both about the same exact size. I just think, Auto World got the actual shape of the car a lot better. Well, maybe I'm biased because Auto World's my favorite brand. This one also has a opening hood, which is cool. So this is a really cool version. The pattern that they have for the soot or whatever, I think also looks a bit better on the Auto World. I just thought this was a really neat idea when they put this out, and Round 2 did this first, so you got to give it up to them for that as well. But it's cool that Greenlight did one too. Why not? This one is smooth. This one is like totally textured, so it's got a weird feeling to it because it's textured. It's like flocked almost. So, what do you guys think? Which one's your better burnt up Christine? They're both neat. They both look cool. I'm glad to have both of them. But obviously I prefer the Auto World. Just, whatever. I think it looks better for one. For two, you guys know I'm a huge Auto World fan. All right. Next, we'll go down the line here. So we're doing another Hollywood hitch and tow. This is the Rocky 2, 79 Pontiac, 81 Chevy. That's where they don't say it's a Pontiac Firebird or anything. So again, the trailer, we'll peek at it real quick. But just obviously, I don't really care about it. Especially these enclosed trailers, because, if you put a car inside, you can't see the car, obviously. It's just whatever. So, pretty cool. These trailers are plastic. The back opens on these. Kind of hard to get. Whatever. I'm just going to leave it shut. And of course, it comes with a little trailer jack thing too. And then, of course, we got the vehicles. So, and the vehicles are what I was excited about. So, I really kind of bought it for this truck, to be honest. I think this is a really nice looking square body. That's really cool. So maybe Auto World, maybe you should put out one just like it. Why not? I mean, if Greenlight can take your burnt up Christine idea and use it, make a Trans Am style custom Chevy C10. Oh yeah, the hood doesn't open on these. I think it looks pretty good. It's got like the Trans Am wheels too, so it's cool. It's a cool looking truck. I thought it was a very nice looking truck, so that's actually kind of the reason I bought it, because they already do, I think, I don't know if this is any different, but they did re-release the Rocky 2 Trans Am, and I don't know if this one's any different from the single card release. I'm really not sure. And this casting's got problems. I don't know, and it sucks because I really, like a Trans Am. But Greenlight, man, the stance on these things is just messed up on almost every single one of them that you get. It's like, dudes, would you fix it? And I don't mean to like rag on Greenlight, whatever. But honestly, for some castings, the quality control is somewhat atrocious. And this is one of them that suffers from it a lot. The stance is rarely correct on these. And a lot of times they have this weird lean to them. This one doesn't really have the lean. It just has kind of what looks like a gasser stance. The wheel in the back is rubbing. You can hear that maybe. But other than that, it's a great looking, tooling and casting. I just wish they'd get the wheel and axle situation sorted out, because that would make it so much better to not have to be annoyed by that. All right, let's see. Next is this Johnny Lightning 1972 Chevy Vega wagon, driven by Captain Donald Kemp in the Beat the Heat series. They don't do Beat the Heat anymore. This is from Galveston Fire Department. So you could drag race against the police. Well, here, if you want to beattheheatinc.org. I wonder if that's still a website. I don't know if you want to pause that. You could read it. Retired Don Kemp, served 28 years as a firefighter in Galveston, Texas. So anyway, really cool that they did these vehicles. There's a series of them. I have a couple in my collection. Did not have this one though, and I'm glad I picked this up. I paid $5 for it, which is, not bad for a Johnny Lightning. It's got rubber tires. It's a metal body, metal base. It's got an opening hood with some detail in there you probably can't really see. I don't know if there's been other versions of this with this, big hood scoop thing, blower on the hood or whatever. But this thing is pretty sick. Lots of little details in there. Bracket rash. What does it say back there? Michael Jerry Gonzalez. Michael Howard. Stop, drop, and roll. I don't know. Johnny Lightning does some fun stuff. This is one of the things that they do, and it's just it's pretty neat. All right, let's stick with Johnny Lightning for a moment. Got some loose cars. Here's this one. I just got this because it had like the chrome paint. It's kind of a rolling like Johnny Lightning logo car, basically. It's a CUDA. It's kind of funky with the clear tires, the clear plastic tires and all that, but I just thought it looked kind of neat. So this is kind of like Johnny Lightning's version of like a mirrored, like Spectre Flame kind of thing. And I think it looks pretty good. So just thought that was kind of neat. I got it for $2, so, had to pick her up. Next is this Chevy Tahoe in green. And this looks pretty good. Picked this up. I don't know if they've released this Tahoe too many times. I'm not really sure. But this one's got an issue. The front axle is obviously not in like its little clip. So Well, you can kind of make it look like it has steering, which is kind of cool. But it makes it sit super low in the front because this is just, the axle's not in right. So that's too bad. But again, $2 for this. Not too disappointed. All right. Next is, so we got I'll go with the restored version first. This guy. Dodge Corvette. Convertible. Looking pretty good in blue, but the car I actually saw first and wanted to get was the project in progress one. And that's this guy right here. I love these. It's just cool. So I picked this one up first, and then I noticed that this was also in there. And it is literally like the restored version, basically, of this. And these came in like the same pack. They do have different interior colors, different colored stripe back there. But, yeah, they're both, I believe, the same year. Corvette, yeah, 1969. And, yeah, this one's obviously doesn't have a hood. Just pretty cool. I like when Johnny Lightning did their Project in Progress series, and some of those can go for some pretty good money on the secondhand market. So I was glad to scoop these up for $2 a piece. Last from the Johnny Lightning is going to be this classic plastic release. It's metal versions of vintage model kits. This came out, well, we're going to guess. Where is the date? Why can I never find them on these? Like, literally, where is it? 2008. All right. It's not the usual spot. All right, so these come with a version of the model kit box, a little miniature box, 1970 Cyclone spoiler. You can build any of these versions from this kit, apparently. You could. I wonder if Round 2 still sells this kit, or does sell this kit or not. I don't know. So it's just a little box. It's kind of a neat little thing. Johnny Lightning has always been kind of cool about putting in weird little accessories with the cars. And just great ideas. Great creativity from the team at JL. And I know the team has been different over the years, but they just have come up with some really kind of neat and fun stuff. So here it is, Charlotte Mercury. I just got it because it looked like a cool little vintage stock car, and so I decided to pick it up, and it does look pretty neat. Oh, we got some flashing stuck. There we go. So let's go ahead and close the hood. Oh, come on. Yeah. Pretty awesome. So I like that vintage racing stuff. It's pretty cool. All right. Let's see here. Kaido House. Let's do some Kaido House. We got Kaido House Mini GT. We got the 03 and the 04. So I guess we might as well start with the 03. Sung Kang, Kenji Smino, and Jun Amai. So, sorry, I do not know the significance of this livery. And again, I was going to pass on these because it's just like a bright red and then like an orange. I just wasn't too into it. So this is the same kind of packaging that the first releases came out in, which is very nice. And so it's going to end up being displayed. So I'll put this packaging back together. So TSM model official sticker there. And I don't know, having them in person, they're definitely not as exciting as the first models. I don't think these colors are as good. Opening hood, some detail under there. That looks nice. I like the one yellow white. I think that looks cool. Student driver. The roll cage detail. These things have a lot of detail in them. So yeah, they're not quite 164. They're a little bigger. But, well, big deal, I guess. These, I don't really consider these really like full-on Mini GTs. These are more like Kaido House and then manufactured by Mini GT, because these really were designed by Junimai, who, as you guys should know, or if you don't, that's all right, but was a Hot Wheels designer that kind of went off on his own into his own brand, and seems to be doing well for himself. So yeah. And we got this guy. Ooh, I like the orange one, I think, better. These, like, deep dish, like, fat, slick tires. I do like how they have this on the base, too. The kind of, like, rainbow-ish, oily effect. The wheels look pretty cool. These are different, actually, I believe, than the previous release. Different wheels. I think the fronts are the same, but the backs, I think, are different. Man, those are deep. And I think the wheels are actually metal. The rims are actually like Zamac or aluminum or whatever they are. These look pretty good. It's just a cool little piece of art, right? I mean, it's not really a true diecast replica. I don't think the car actually really exists, so I think they're just kind of a cool little piece of art. And I'm excited for the 510 wagon. They're going to do the wagon version of this, basically, and I'm kind of pumped for that. I think it's going to be neat. All right, so there's our Kaido House. What we have left, then, is Hot Wheels. Let's actually start. Well, yeah, let's start with this 5-pack. Motor Show. I always thought it was the Exotics 5-pack, but they just named it Motor Show. And pretty cool basic cars. And open it up. Slide her out there and go through them one by one. So we got the Renault. I always thought this casting in this car is kind of cool. Not the best color release of it, but pretty cool nonetheless. We got a Dodge Viper. One of my favorite versions of the Viper, or castings from Hot Wheels of the Viper. And it looks pretty basic, but pretty good. Not bad. And then we got this weird thing. This is an Aston Martin, right? Aston Martin Vulcan. This is the Vulcan. Kind of a weird looking thing. Burnt orange. It looks pretty decent. And then we got Jaguar. Looks alright. But, of course, the one I'm going to like the most is going to be the Lambo Sesto Elemento. And, yeah, this looks pretty good. It's got a ketchup and mustard kind of thing going on, but she looks pretty good. Kind of sprayed a little light on this side. But it's a cool little basic model, so I'm digging it. Alright. Next, I guess we'll save the coolest ones for last. Why not? This Lexus SC casting I know is probably boring to, 99 out of 100 of you. But, what the heck? I don't know. I thought it was neat just because there's so many dang wheel variations of this maroon colored car. And since I found them all, I don't know, whatever. I had to grab them all the last time when I found basically almost all of them except for these three. And then to find these three, I'm just like, well, geez, I have to pick them up. Got a major orange peel on this paint job. Wow. She's bumpy. But super basic casting. This one's on an international card. This one's got a bunch of orange peel in it too. That's a nice looking wheel for that car, I think. And then this guy. How's that grab ya? White 5 dots. So I think I've got all the releases of this. I'm going to have to do like a MG Minis style. Stack them up with these, with all the different wheel variations. That would make a good Instagram photo. I don't know if I can do it though. This casting doesn't really stack all that well. But, you know, we got to add about 6 or 7 more to that. Going to be tough to fit her in frame, but yeah, you know, I think I might, or maybe not, do that. We'll see. All right, so there's that. Next, this guy. Yeah, I get it. It's basic Golf. I'm pretty sure I didn't have this one. Like, now that I've got this in my hands, I'm like, do I have this sitting somewhere? Shoot, if I do. Well, whatever. If I do, I've got 2 of them now, blues. But, square body. This is the OG square body casting from Hot Wheels, and an ever popular casting from Hot Wheels. Debuted, looks like around 2015 probably. And there's some versions that are insanity to try to get, you know, as far as value goes. Definitely never going to have all of these, but I am happy with the ones that I have been able to attain. But yeah, there's some crazy expensive ones. But yeah. And it's a Golf livery, so you know people went after that too. People love the Golf. All right. Torino first. So these modern classics. Now these modern classics came out, looks like 40th anniversary, started around 2007. I was not really collecting at that time. They came out, I think, in like 2 colors each, something like that. This is the gold 1970 Torino. Kind of a Spectraflame color. This is kind of a take on the Classics series that came out from Hot Wheels. And of course, they've now reused the Modern Classics name for car culture. But these Modern Classics were, I believe, just metal on metal. They did have plastic tires, which is probably the one downfall of them. But there's some hard to find and expensive pieces in this line. So, yeah. So I'm trying to think other castings. So there was an 83 Chevy Silverado. That one's tough to get. Just some other cool ones too. And I think the issue is these might not have sold very well when they came out. So I don't think they made a whole ton of them. But if you come across them nowadays and are able to scoop them up cheap, you know, I think they're worth it. So real basic too, like they don't have full deco or anything either. It's just but it was kind of a semi-premium or premium for that time. Paint looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. All right. Lastly then is the Buick Grand National. I sort of low-key kind of collect this casting. So here's another one from the Modern Classics. And same series. This is 8 of 15. Buick Grand National. Here's, if you want to see, I guess, there's the other castings. I don't know if the 77 Pontiac Firebird came out in 2 different colors. I know I have one of them. That Civic Si, I think, goes for a good amount of money. The Datsun 240Z goes for a good amount of money. You know, there's a couple of good ones in here. I don't know if I've ever seen the Plymouth Roadrunner in this series. He had the old 442. I was tempted on that one. But let's go ahead and get her open. So the guy that had these bought these in a collection, and they had the 83 Silverado in it, and of course he kept that one for himself. Don't blame him. But here's the Grand National. It's a pretty cool little casting. The hood it actually comes off, but I'm not going to take it off. I'm going to just leave it as is, because right now it's on good, and we don't want to ruin that. The paint looks cool. I think it looks pretty cool in blue. Again, not full deco or anything. It does have headlight detail, which is good. It's got this little thing on the side, nothing on the top. I think the paint looks pretty good, though, and I think it looks pretty awesome. All right, so that is going to be it for this episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. It's always fun going to these local meets. You just never know what you're going to come across. I just never do. We get new people that show up to sell all the time, and you just never know as people go through their collections and start to pick out stuff to get rid of. There's new stuff there every month. And it's kind of cool because, you'd think that if you got the same people showing up all the time with the same stuff, you're never going to find anything. But fact of the matter with these local meets has been so far is every time, people bring new stuff that they didn't have the month before. And it's not just new stuff either. Sometimes it's stuff people pick up at stores. So if you're looking for the new stuff, you can find it there too. And if you're not, there's stuff for you as well. So it's a really good time. And like I said, there's just new sellers all the time. And, that people that come 1 month, they won't come for another 3 months. And then, it's just, you never know what's going to go on at these things or what you're going to find. It's a nice little treasure hunt. It's my favorite time hunting, honestly, is at these little shows. All right, so that's it for this episode. Thank you guys very much. Again, have happy holidays. Hopefully you all are enjoying yourselves. Thanks for watching my vids. And, hit that like button. That helps me out, I think. I don't know. And then subscribing, I think, helps as well. That would be great. And then, we'll see you in the next one. Have yourself a good week.